This conference will now be recorded.
You get 6:31 here.
Right.
Perfect. I'm going to call this City of Northland City Council meeting for March 27th, 2023 to order. All present, please stand for your pledge allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
One of those lift chairs.
Maybe. Have to.
Yeah.
Motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make a motion.
Second it.
Have a motion by Jason and a second by Janda to approve the agenda. Consent agenda items. Yeah.
We gotta vote on the approve the agenda.
Oh, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Consent agenda items.
Move to approve.
I'll second.
Have a motion by Lauren and a second by Jody. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, we'll go down to presentations. Jason Casey, request to install free library on the edge of property.
Got a picture of a couple of them. And I was thinking I was gonna go with this one here, if you want to just pass it around. And I've got a spot where a tree was, and I plan on putting a little piece of concrete in there and run the wire from the light I got out on the front step
Oh, yeah.
to go over there for it.
Let's see, that's the one.
Yeah.
Either one of them.
Yeah, you just, whatever you.
Look nice. Do we need to make a motion to do this? So move.
We'll second it.
Have a motion by Lauren and a second by Janda to approve Jason Casey's request. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. And we'll move down to Eleanor Schlake, noise issues from the semi trucks.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm really here to see if anything's gonna get done. But it's really, really bad all the time. And I know I called Rod and Rod's been here before about it. And I talked to Linda Wagner, she's, nothing gets done about it anyway. So that is why I'm here, because I feel we need to look into it more. I called the highway patrol today. And he said, it sounds like we need more highway patrols down there. A law needs to be done. It's a vehicle noise law. So don't laws need to be taken care of? I'm just asking you all about it. It's a law. And when you think about how many people are living along that street, in the next street, in my street, I'm thinking there's close to 50 people. And I don't know if you've heard those.
Sure we all have.
Yeah.
Where do you live?
Yeah, I don't
I live
know.
on Balsam and I hear it. It wakes me up at night.
Okay.
And Rod says the same thing. He wakes up at 3 o'clock during the middle of the night. How do you go back to sleep?
They're coming down the hill from the south.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's not gonna figure.
And it's 50 miles an hour. You know, when do they get to 50 miles an hour? When they're in town.
Little side note here, I complained about why there wasn't a, speed or reduced speed ahead sign out there when it goes from 60 to 50. And I had emailed with the MnDOT over in Mankato, I think their office is, whatever, and I was assured that something would get done about it, but this was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever. And I wasn't even on council and they never did anything about it. I thought maybe it was more of the coming from the west, when you go from 60 down to 30 with no warning, you come over that little hill and all of a sudden it's 30 miles an hour and those guys are
Well, there is a sign out there that says at 30 miles an hour ahead.
ahead. Okay, there is one on out
Yeah,
there,
There.
there
okay,
is.
but there isn't anything to the south on 13.
No, it only says 50 at what, that first place on the left as you're going south, right there, it says 50.
Right,
That's it. Yeah.
there's no reduced speed or anything
No.
Yeah.
coming from.
They've used their Jake brakes coming in from that way too, because coming by the school, I've heard it from my house. So even coming in all the way into town, they're still using them.
Well, I feel that way there should be done by the city police because it is in town. Out there on Highway 13 is not actually city, it is state.
Still within
Isn't
city
it-
limits though.
No,
It's still within city limits.
Is it?
Where's
Yes,
where's the city limit line?
it isn't?
No, I don't think the dollar store is in city limits.
county, the dollar store is
That's right.
a rural road address or whatever.
Really?
And we just,
So why do we have to put sewer?
cause they asked for it, and we
Okay.
had to do it that way, I guess.
I didn't know it was city limits.
The other thing is highway, we are on the border of MnDOT for Mankato and the Rochester zones. Highway 30 or 13 is the line. So that might be why you didn't get anywhere when you talked to the Mankato MnDOT, because they might have come down and said, oh, well, that side of the highway is Rochester.
Yeah.
It's just like when they plow. The ones from Wasika stop at Casey's and the one from Everly stops at Casey's and then they go the other direction.
I need to get out more.
Are we on
Can't
discussion?
do
yet?
snowstorms,
Yeah.
gotta table drive.
Not yet, but she's still talking.
All right, sorry.
So I don't know, I do have, it's called vehicle noise laws. So if you wanna look it up on your internet at some time and see what we can do about it. If it should be done by the city or if it should be done by the states or what. And when you think about how many people are dealing with this noise in our area down there, it's a lot of people. When you consider, I was counting up and I think there's like 24 houses and maybe 50 people, when you consider how many are living in those houses. So what is your feeling about it, council?
Well, we'll have to get money together to buy the signs, cause they don't just give them away.
Do we need a sign?
But you gotta have a sign to enforce it. You can't just
It's a
pull
law,
people,
though.
you just can't pull people over. You gotta have probable cause.
Yeah. What about the Harley Davidsons with the straight pipes? They make a lot of racket too, you know,
They
I
do,
mean,
but it's not like all those semis that do that. A lot of semis.
What was the cost that Tony said for the price of signs? Was it like 3,000 or 4,000?
48.
4,800 just for the signs.
And who puts them in?
and,
MnDOT?
Suppose, yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
we
problem.
can
You
touch
gotta go through MnDOT to buy them. You can't just buy
And to
them.
install.
Correct.
yeah.
Don't we pay taxes on those signs?
State tax.
State tax.
Yeah, we do, don't we? So why do we have to pay taxes to put up a sign, or pay a price to put up a sign? You're already paying
I
our
don't,
taxes to have signs.
I don't make up the rules.
And I also noticed that Tony said that by the time we call the cops, their people are out of there. And I'm wondering, you know, because you don't know who it is until you try and stop them and then the cops ain't there and they're gone. So, and I'm just trying to see what he said. And I'm wondering, would it be, I'm just tossing some idea out there, would it be cost effective to buy a camera that has noise on it? And then they got a picture and noise of whoever does it. And if you can recognize what truck it is, go after it. Just like if you do something and you have a truck number and they smack your windshield, you can get them to pay for the windshield.
I don't know if that would hold up in court for anything though.
Why wouldn't it? They've put speeding tickets out that way.
Yeah, they do.
Stop running
Yes.
or running stop signs. They give you a ticket for that.
We got one when we were down in Cedar Rapids. It was a
I'm just
camera,
thinking-
took our picture.
So if you read this
Yeah,
here,
that's what I'm reading.
Yeah.
I know, I read that. That's what I was thinking. It's all the little pieces that have to fall together, like you were saying with the state patrol saying it's a law. If that's a state highway, not saying we can't, but what are we gonna do? Are we gonna pass it on to the state patrol and then the person's 50 miles away by the time the state patrol gets here? And like you said, it's a state law, and if it's a state law, then most truckers should know it. And I know all the truckers know that they shouldn't be doing that stuff.
Right.
Because what is it? Janesville's got a sign outside of there saying no take breaks.
See,
You know.
Janesville was able to afford it.
So
oh, that's county road.
Oh, this is
This is
state.
state
These are
road.
both
This is state highway.
Yeah.
Correct, and Janesville's is a county road, so they don't have to jump through all the hoops with MinDOT. They can just go to the county and the county puts it in.
I was just gonna say, why don't we talk to Tony and have him see what we can figure out?
Well, Tony, I
That's
already
it.
asked him to do some stuff. And we need to, you council members need to take care of it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. You know, if they had to talk to, if we weren't talking to the right people, if, like I said, if we just talked to Mankato and Mankato just looks at it and stopped because it wasn't their area, then if we know that, let's see if we can contact Rochester and see if Rochester or Mankato would sit there and say, yes, it's our purpose to do that stuff, and then say, well, what's it gonna take to do it?
Yeah. You have to start someplace. So I did call the highway patrol in Rochester, and he gave me the highway patrol of Mankato.
See, that's the,
So I'm gonna call every week to see what's going to happen with this. I'm sorry, I'm sick of it. I am really sick of it. And I'm not the only one.
It may be a coordinated effort with calling the highway patrol and MinDOT to see if, how can they make a coordinated plan to make that work? Because, you know, if it's a sign, yeah, the sign's out there, MinDOT done their due diligence. But if it's the enforcement is a state law, then it would be the state patrol's diligence. But how do we get, yes, we can get a hold of them by calling the number, but that isn't a fast, expedient method of doing it.
What I would like to see at least one of the signs put out on Highway 13 here. And if it does work, it's fine. And maybe in a few years or a year, put up the other ones that you need to do. But I feel there's more population over there than there is any other of these. That's what I'm looking at. So,
Is it more south to north than north to south, do you think?
well, there's no population over there.
Right.
I think because of the hill. They come down the hill and, they see the 50 mile an hour. Well, by that time, they're still jake braking when they get into town. So that's my thing. I don't know. I'd
Well,
like
let's
to-
get Tony to contact the state, the county,
Mhm.
find out.
We need to find out if we can just do
And we
one
need to find
sign or
out
it has to
the
be all.
total cost and whether we can afford to do it, because we didn't budget for this.
Or what about
They can do it.
enforcement?
Huh?
You know, once we get this, what about enforcement?
Well,
They're not gonna put a state trooper down here at night every, you know.
no. And like Tony says in his example here,
Yeah.
it's approximately 5,000 feet, so that's roughly a mile from the south, just outside of town, to the north side of town up here. And traveling at 50 miles an hour, it would take approximately 63.69 seconds to get there, or just over a minute to travel from the south side to the north side of town, or vice versa, depending on where the officers are located. So they may not even be able to make it to the area in time to enforce it. And that's the problem if you have two semis, which one was it?
Well, you know,
And
I
who
would
do you
say,
stop?
if they place somebody out there for a while, and if they got one or two people in a month, maybe that word that people are getting stopped for jake braking would pass through all the truckers, and you might not get as many.
But would you have to put the sign up first?
I don't know.
I don't, I'm not a lawyer, I don't.
Well, we need to find out that noise law in the state. If that's a law, then I don't think,
Well, it's
I don't
listed
know if we
here.
do, but
It's
I don't
listed
think.
right here.
He's got it
He's
listed on
got
the
it
sheet.
listed.
Well, should I check back with you in a month to see what you have found out?
Sounds reasonable.
Okay? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We'll just, Tony can deal with it.
I don't see where the law is.
It's right here.
70 point, whatever it is.
That's Janesville.
That's Janesville, this is ours.
But is this the state
That's
statute?
Janesville, this is ours.
But I mean, the state statute that she was talking about, that's what I'm wondering. This isn't the state statute, is it?
That would be the statue, I'm
I'll find
guessing.
I'll find out. Okay.
All right. So what do you want to do with that?
Just direct Tony to investigate Find out really who patrols it first. Is it Rochester or Mankato?
Right.
Yeah.
And then get a final cost on the signs, get a final cost on how much it's gonna cost to install them. And then find out if, really just thinking about the highway patrol. I honestly don't believe they would come over here and sit and wait
Mm-mm.
to give someone a noise violation when they've got interstate, they've got all kinds of places to be patrolling. They're gonna come to New Richland and sit on State Highway 13 to see
Our
maybe,
vehicle- Our police vehicle
But the-
sits on Highway 13.
yeah,
Yeah,
they
So
should be
that
the
they can
one.
enforce it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think the highway patrol's gonna come over and do it. I just don't believe that they would do that. They got way too many other things, accidents and all kinds of other stuff.
we put the signs up, it'd be nice to see the city police try to see what they're seeing
Yeah.
after they're up, so we can try to get that under control.
Sure. I think that's what we should do.
You wanna-
I don't think we need a motion.
Mm-mm.
We'll just put it in the minutes and let Tony know.
Okay.
All right, we'll move on to resolution 23-04, resolution establishing a handicap parking.
I make a motion that we adopt resolution 23-04.
I'll second that.
Have a motion by Jody and a second by Jason. I was gonna call him Lauren again. To adopt resolution 23-04. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Move on down to the care center report.
Good evening, all.
Even,
Care center report, we can try to get through this a little quicker than it looks. We have, our census has been holding pretty steady since, end of January, right around 38, 45. This last month, the month of February, we operated in the black.
Yep.
Which was really great for us as a result of a rate increase from the state. We will be continuing to monitor spending and put dollars into staffing and physical building. These are some expenses that we could be reimbursed for over the next couple of years through rate increases from the state. Staffing continues to be an issue, obviously, just like everybody else on the planet. We had a recruitment party on the 16th of March, somewhat successful. We did get 3 candidates hired, which was good. Not quite what I had envisioned, but it worked out well. We hope to do that again in the future. We are continuing to use staffing agency, which covers a lot of nursing openings, nurses and CNAs. About 60% of the staff covering the nursing slots are from agency staff. They're not ours, and I would guess 35% of the CNAs are agency staff. They do cost a little bit more, so to combat that some, with our rate increase that we had in January, we are giving everyone a second increase. Everyone gets a 3% increase on their anniversary date. And in April, we are going to give a mid-year increase for staff of 3%. I figured with the amount of money that we receive from the state, that's the least we can do to try to retain the people that we have. And at that point, it raises the base level of what our people are getting paid, so that I can raise the base level of our hiring once again, possibly another 50 cents. At least that's what we're hoping. We are also trying to do a better job of marketing all of the benefits, whether they are dollar value benefits or intangible benefits of working in nursing care center. We had some really good words last week at a staff meeting, and people, I think, are better understanding what is pair up, how much is my health insurance worth, my life insurance worth, all of these things combined together, including my, the differentials they get for working their different shifts. How much is that truly worth? Am I only worth $18 an hour? Or am I worth $26 an hour because of all of those other things? So we're trying to get some better understanding through some of that. Big congratulations to Rebecca Schauer. She is a recent graduate of RN school in Mankato. We went to her pinning ceremony last week. That was great. And Rebecca has been a employee of the care center for 29 years. So, fantastic. Hopefully she passes her test. I have no fear. It's going to be great. The infection control piece, I hate to say, is incorrect at this point. As of this morning, the county transmission rate went from moderate to high. We are having to wear masks again at the care center. When we were with the residents and in a meeting, we like all our visitors to wear a mask. We will not be serving families for Easter with the county transmission rate high. So those people that say, oh, I'm going up to the nursing home for lunch with mom. Well, maybe you better call. Kind of important. However, knowing that, our operations are doing great. Dining service is moving to spring and summer menus and gearing up for barbecue season. Everybody's pretty excited about that. Perfect. We've got our business office. We're changing payroll systems. We're going to Paychex. That will save issues on the part of the HR and business office people and the staff members, because now we're going to whittle it down to one company instead of two different companies for time and attendance and payroll. So now we're going to be under one company. That should reduce our cost by about $600 a month. So we're going to save some money there too.
It's just amazing what's in people. Yeah.
Yeah. And we've had meetings with folks I mentioned last fall about the bariatric lifts, the ceiling lifts. We've been having some conversations with them. We look for pricing probably sometime in April to start making some plans. Hopefully by the end of summer, we can get one or two in next fall. I'm also working on some grants, a dual training grant, which would help us get uncertified nurse aides trained to be certified nurse aides, whether they are high school students or just anybody off the street that would want to come and work for the care center. Also, we've got a couple of CNAs that are interested in going to nursing school, and I'm trying to get some money through that grant for them to be able to complete those tasks.
So are you gonna have a clause in there if they do take advantage of that they have to stay for so long?
That is a clause through leading age in the state of Minnesota. I don't have to do it.
Okay.
But yeah, they have to be employed in order to get that.
Do they have to stay employed after
Yes.
they're done? For how long?
I want to say it's a year.
Okay.
So, not bad.
Oh.
Nothing great, but not bad. And then we're looking at employee retention credit through the federal government and a FEMA grant. The employee retention credit, we have another group working on that. We can't handle that kind of workload, but that would bode well for the center. We can actually put the money in the bank and be able to use it where we need to. And lastly, we are in need of advisory board members. If you know people that would be a good fit for the advisory board, somebody caring, compassionate, that would like to help us kind of drive forward into the future, maintain it, and make changes as it needs to be made. That's all I have.
Move to approve.
We used to get the financials every month. Do you guys get them at the,
Mhm.
but
We get them
whole
at the book.
financials? You get the
Yeah.
whole?
Well, we don't get a check register,
No,
but we
you
get
get
the,
all the income and
Yeah.
expenses.
Mhm.
Is there any way that we could get a copy of that at least? I'd like to see them. I don't know about everybody else, but
yeah, I was just looking to
just
see
to
if
see
they
where,
were.
you know,
Yeah.
where we're sitting every month.
I didn't bring it, so.
You know, something to
I didn't bring mine
actual
either.
compared to budget and stuff, that kind of thing.
Yep.
If possible.
I've got a question on your staff.
Sure.
You're using a staffing agency, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And it costs more?
Yes.
Is there any way legally that you could say with an increase in wage, don't give it to the ones that are on staffing agency and only give it to ones that are employees of the New Richland Care Center? So that they could say, well, maybe I should come over and work for New Richland Care Center.
A bonus
Or a raise.
or a raise?
Because
Well,
you're not paying the
Essentially,
staffing
that's what we're
agency,
doing.
right? Okay,
Yeah,
oh,
Yeah, it costs a lot more than if they were regular, it costs like $10 more an hour,
right, that's
doesn't
what I
it?
mean.
Yeah.
our staff, one of our certified nurses made $16 an hour. The staffing agency pays their staff $24 an
Oh, so
hour.
we'd have to jump quite a bit to make them.
And
jump,
we
yeah.
pay the staffing agency $34 an hour.
Okay.
So we're not paying their staff, they pay their staff, and then we pay that agency in order. But those people, they don't get PTO, they don't have any health insurance, they don't have any life insurance, no retirement.
So are any of them
no
jumping ship and coming over or not?
Some,
So if you're paying that agency, are they supplying all the workman's comp and all that, or that
Yeah.
falls back onto this?
they pay their own.
Just thinking of ways of,
Yeah.
bringing in.
If you've got ideas, I'm willing to look at them.
Okay. Thank you.
Right.
You need a second.
Had a motion by Lauren
Second it.
and a second by Janda to approve the care center report. All in favor, say aye.
I,
All opposed, nay. We'll move on to people service.
Thank you,
report.
Bob.
Thanks, Bob.
thanks, Bob.
Hey guys,
Hi.
Hello.
okay, this is a really good thing that happened. Sounds bad at first, but it turned out good. The MPCA had given us 2 violations last February and March. So when I read through the permit, it wasn't right. Here, since 2011, the 2 limits were backwards. So they had a weekly and a monthly average that were backwards. You would never have met it. You would always be over. So I called them, they fixed it. Now there's no violations, and I don't know about years past. You could have gotten them a long time ago, but they'll take them away now.
Oh, good.
So that's all straightened out and no violations.
Perfect.
So read your permits.
Okay.
That's what they always tell you, read your permit. That's why. There's a broken water line out there at the plant from, I don't know what year,
In the plant itself or
Outside.
outside?
I don't know what year it happened. I have no idea, but I have Lance Leverink from MRWA to try to find it. It's free service. Or you guys pay for it every year, but to see if we can find it so I can clean out there. You can't, you have
So
no
it's
water. I have
underground.
hydrants all over out there, but I can't use them. There's no water. And I don't know when this happened. Nobody remembers. But if we do find it, it'd be nice to have some water out there.
Is that a request for a cost or?
I don't
Gotta
know.
find
We
it.
don't
If I
even
gotta
know,
find
maybe
it.
they
Okay,
shut it
first.
off. I have all the maps of where the water's at, but we just don't know I don't know what he did. So I don't know if we.
There's not a shut off valve in the basement or any of that that's
No,
hidden
me and Eric
someplace.
tried that already.
I
Yeah.
just start digging.
Tried, yeah. And it could be though, there is a return line that I do believe is cracked, and I'm gonna get a camera in there to get it looked at, but that one will have to be replaced if it is cracked, because the water is coming into the basement from this clarifier tank.
Okay.
So
Why not?
that one will have
Sure,
to
just
get
keep
looked at.
breaking stuff.
But I'm doing is trying to get the cammering done for nothing right now.
Okay.
So otherwise, lots of I&I. 480,000 gallons a day is coming in. And you guys use 80, I think. So there's a lot of brush, weeds. There's some storms and sewers broken somewhere, so. It's cleaning the sewers out, but they're about good and clean, so. But just to let you know, if that does get worse, once we find out which ones they are, something will have to be done on that.
Do you have more? I have a question.
You go right ahead.
Okay, when you look at the total monthly on the back, this page, it's kind of interesting that in February of 22 to February of, or till January of 23, went from 2,300,000 gallons to 3,031,000. And then in February of this year, 3,495,000, so roughly 460,000 more gallons of water.
Had more
Broken
snow.
pipes,
Broken pipes.
I&I, lots of it coming in.
So, like for example, we had the fire here. That was this month, wasn't it? So I imagine that takes a
Yeah.
lot of water.
No.
But
Or
it
do they just
doesn't-
pump it and take it out of
That
the
doesn't
pumping truck?
affect me, though.
Oh.
Only way it affects me is if
Right, yeah,
If the
right.
storm is busted
Yeah.
and a sewer is busted in the same vicinity.
Yeah.
Which I think there are a few,
Do you?
then
Well-
I'm gonna get that water.
Well, one of the interesting things is that monthly precipitation was the same in the last 2 months. But
Yeah.
the usage was 460,000.
Well, and actually, that's not, I mean, if you look at usage to the
You know,
water meters.
Yeah, and I'm saying usage, and I
Yeah.
don't mean that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just what went
just
through.
influence
Yeah,
coming in.
yeah.
Yeah, because if you look at, like for January, I looked at water meters and how much the well pumped and how much I got that came in.
Mhm.
So I had 220,000 gallons extra in January, which wasn't much of a thaw. But I bet you when I do February's, it'll be a
Yeah,
whole
because
lot
it's been
more.
thawing a lot this month.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes through any broken line, any broken sewer, it'll
Okay.
seep right through.
Yeah, and then we got rain Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, this
so-
weekend it's gonna be,
So it's
okay,
pumping.
Do you
Quite
have an
fast.
idea?
just large number, I
where
mean, this
them
large
are?
gallons of
Where?
water.
Do you think
No.
you have an idea of anywhere? you-
Only thing I can think of is on the south side of town, like Broadway and Fourth, which there was issues there years ago. Broadway and Fourth up here,
Mhm.
not Fifth, but Fourth and Birch. You look at all the major intersections that have all 4 sewer pipes in them.
Hmm.
And some sewer pipes are made in this town where, say it goes north and south, it will only go to the west if it got to a certain level. It's kind of like a fail safe around here.
Mhm.
So some of those will not flow unless it got too high. So it's kind of a adventure.
So in a perfect world, we shouldn't have any.
But that's nice that they have fail safes. That's a good thing. But sewers leak, they crack, storms crack.
Weren't you at one time gonna see if we could find, or get a company that was going to camera all of our,
Yeah, but the sewer cleaning packet that I gave the council, there's a declination letter or an acceptance letter, but no one ever has signed it or anything, so I didn't know if you guys were still, like
I
one
think it'd
quarter
be
of
worth
the
to
town
know.
every month was
Yeah.
supposed to get
Yeah.
cleaned, but no one's ever gotten back, so
when did you give that to us?
last year.
Yeah, I remember
Oh.
that. Well, then maybe we should
Okay.
ask Tony.
Must have got lost in the shuffle.
I asked a few times, but I
Why don't you
thought,
bring it
if you
to the-
don't want to, you don't have to.
No, I think it's a
But
good
we have
idea.
some figured in the budget for that every year, I think.
Do you? I don't know.
I'm almost sure we do. Yeah.
We used to, I don't know why we would not.
I don't know what, for sewer wise, what's budgeted and what's not. I don't know any of
Sarah.
that, so.
On them notes there, ask Tony what we got budgeted for cameras,
Yeah, because I don't have
for
the,
televising sewers or whatever you wanna word it. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
we were
know
gonna-
there
that's
was
right.
some in the budget. Yeah,
We were gonna do a
but I
quarter
think
of
you
the
were
town
gonna get
this year.
prices
Plus it would
though.
help with
but I
budget.
can't get a price if you don't want to, do a quarter of the town or the whole town or half the
Well,
town.
Sign it basically. saying-
Right,
And
but
they
I think
clean
we
them
did
too,
quarters of
so-
it
Yeah.
before.
Quarters would be nice.
Yep.
I think that's how we did it in the past.
I had it all quartered out on there.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Yeah,
That's,
but I can't do anything without a signed letter saying, yeah.
Okay.
So,
We're accepting her plan and then she's gonna get us record.
yeah, I can't go
Dollars.
forth with it, yeah.
That's what I thought.
so if we look at the back of this page where the maintenance, but would that be under maintenance?
No.
No.
I don't know what that is on there.
Okay. Well,
No one's
we got about
explaining that.
$6,000 in there. Well, maintenance,
Well,
I
we
would
really don't have that in there anymore because we had to pay Ori to fix all the electrical back there.
Oh, okay.
And that was like 68 or 69,
2 or something.
something like
Yeah,
that.
so this needs to be updated.
Correct.
Yeah, I don't have any part of that thing. I don't know what
Okay.
that does.
Herb does.
Probably. Yeah, I don't have anything to do with that.
Okay.
And then it says purchase of a sewer water camera.
Yes, that's what we were talking with Tony about that. Because like he said, for as much as he's paid Jetter Clean or Affordable, whoever it is, Cammering, you could buy a camera.
How much are they?
Well, that's what.
There's
Tony
one on there for
said.
$609 as part of our package.
Yeah, and I think that one was, if he registered, he got half off or whatever it was. Beaver, I think was the name of it. So I said, you guys throw it around, but
How does that go in?
I think,
Pipeline
feet?
length's 91 meters, is that me?
I think it was 200.
91, so that'd be like 100 feet, thereabout.
Yeah.
Where is that at? I didn't see that.
I got it in my package. I'm looking at it.
Which
right
page is
But,
it on?
and me and Eric could both use the camera.
Well, that's
For
what
a
I was
lot of
getting at.
things.
Okay,
So,
I didn't get that either, but
there is different cameras all over that.
Is this the kind of the one that you two looked at?
This one's kind of,
I
it's
mean,
not like MRWA's.
it looks like the one that Rody River and Connors and other people use.
It's
Yeah.
got the,
I think they have a
yeah,
good price.
and it's got the piece on it,
Safe, get it.
you know, so.
I do too.
Set up off
So
the,
you
Motion is higher.
you know, that little stuff.
Should we move?
we should have the money that should fall under the, we can split it.
Space is split between both
Yeah,
departments.
Split
Split it.
it between.
Split it
one.
between, yeah.
Yeah.
I moved to purchase the camera split between two departments.
And I didn't look at the reviews. I'm sure Tony's went through it and looked at all the reviews on that and
It's
everything. so.
$609. I think it's worth it. Plus, this will help for budgeting. When you can find stuff or see stuff,
Yes,
then it helps in budgeting.
yeah.
So we have a motion by Lauren and a second by Jody to approve the purchase of the camera for $609.99, split between the water, street, and sewer.
Mhm.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay.
I didn't see that.
And then ordered.
Who's this coming from? Do you know who
The
he,
camera, Beaver, I think is the name
is that
of
somebody
it.
local or state?
He was online.
Oh, here
when he
it
found
is.
it.
It's on the back side.
Yeah, it was on the back. Okay,
I'm sure he did research.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A few different ones and.
Doesn't tell the company on here.
no. I don't see it.
Yeah, it's just Beaver.
All right. Okay,
Well, it says here, if you have the jetter cleaner, portable jetty, and every time they run a camera, it's $300.
Mhm.
So,
Right, in the long run, we'll be saving
All
money.
right.
Oh, do it twice, we saved your
Do
money.
you have anything else, Shel? No?
That's it.
Oh,
I know.
such a boring.
Not a whole lot.
We need a motion. Move to approve.
I'll second that.
have a motion by Lauren and a second by Jody to approve the people service report. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Street maintenance report.
Thank you,
Thank
Shel.
you.
Hi, everyone.
Good evening.
Eric?
I really wanted to talk about roads tonight. but Not all the bids got in. So
Oh.
we're gonna have to wait another month for that. So, but if you realize the roads are getting beat up pretty bad this
Yeah.
year,
Mhm.
so.
Everywhere.
Didn't have a lot of snow this week, or this month, so we've been in the shop a lot, getting everything back together, so. I'm gonna start down here in the bottom. We need oil and hydraulic oil we have both containers in the shop. So,
Where do you get them from?
is it CFS? I don't know which company it is. Same one we get from all the time. It might be Cenex. That sounds better, but I think they're kind of together now. So, another thing also is cold mix.
Mhm.
That's getting really scarce right now. It's hard to find. But I did find some from WW and Mankato. So,
They deliver it?
I'd have to go get that.
Okay.
You put that in the dump trailer?
No, I'll take the
Dump truck?
dump truck.
New to this, what is coal mix?
Yeah.
Huh?
What is it?
That's the,
The tar?
So it's what, 212 a yard and our truck goes 7 yards, is that correct?
Yeah.
So it's about what, 1,400 plus tax or whatever?
How much you think you're gonna need?
Uh,
A truckload or more?
Looking at the roads, I think I'd take 7 yards if I could.
Oh,
Just take
so
it.
At
We
least
use all of this on
not
Ash
more.
Street.
You're right.
I'm looking maybe if we give you permission to get more too, though. That's what I'm asking.
Okay.
More than one truck?
Usually we only get half a truck.
Okay.
So
So one truck would be.
one truck I think would be good.
Plus, it isn't gonna spoil, is it?
No, it's not going anywhere.
Good to
No,
have,
and
right?
we've done it. We've used it the following year too, if we don't use it
Yeah.
all.
Perfect. I'll make a motion to approve that purchase.
What? $1,500?
Whatever Truckload is, whatever he feels he needs. $1,500, I suppose. that's-
Just 7 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll second that.
have a motion by Jody and a second by Jason to approve 7 yards of cold patch at a roughly $1,500. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. As far as the oil and the hydraulic fluid, I don't think it's a askable thing to me. I mean, it's a maintenance thing. It'd be just like getting gas and stuff like that. So as far as that, if you need it, you just get it.
Okay.
It's under the
Unless somebody else has got
Unless it's
No,
on
an
the
issue
dollar.
with that.
It's under the spending limit.
Yeah, it's
Right.
Tony
So,
can just approve it and get it. Budak sell it and buy it? I assume these are 55-gallon drums
Or 5 gallon
Oh, yeah, somewhere in there.
or something like that.
a metal barrels.
Yeah, whatever they are.
50.
Okay.
So as far as that stuff, I mean, that's maintenance thing and you need to change the oil and you need the hydraulic fluid. So I would say go ahead and get that unless somebody else is.
I don't have a problem with that. It's
So,
under our
You have to
financial.
have it so it doesn't wreck everything else. so.
right,
Right.
it's gonna just save money in the long run, I guess. So,
Okay. Then gravel. He didn't raise his price this year. So it's the same as last year and I can't remember. We got 3 loads last year, I think.
Where do you put class 5?
What's that?
Where do you put class 5?
Alleys.
All alleys.
Alleys.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
So how many
And some
loads
of
do
them
you
are
think you need?
It's right behind me.
Right now, they don't look so bad, but once the frost leaves come, then I'd say it's too early to tell. So,
There's some pretty deep ruts in the one on, right behind like the newspaper and
yeah.
behind Main Street Dental there and stuff on that one.
Yeah.
Pretty rough. Almost had to put it four-wheel drive to get through there.
What are you doing driving back there?
$400.
What you driving?
None of your business.
I know what you're doing.
So already a truckload of 12.5 yards is 400.
Okay.
Go to the dentist.
So I think we approve up to 3 loads, just so you don't have to go through it.
Yeah, I agree with
So I
that.
think you just approve. Yeah.
I'll make a motion, having up to 3 loads at approximately $1,500.
Second.
Have a motion by Jason, a second by Lauren to approve up to $1,500 for class 5 gravel. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay.
What's the 4-inch grate,
Gate valve
gate valve?
Gate valve.
for the water main. Isn't it?
Yeah, that's all gonna be with my proposal next month when we
Oh.
decide what we're gonna do with the,
So we don't need to do anything with it right now.
not yet.
Okay.
Did the engineer ever come?
No, he never did come. It's supposed to be on the 13th and
Either
haven't heard
friend or-
anything from him yet.
Yeah.
Who was that, Bolton? No.
Yeah, I'm both.
Bolton, eh?
Yeah. And,
Oh, I
and it's
remember
not just me that needs them, I need them, Tony needs them, so we gotta go here. So,
Well, should we just have Tony give a call then? Put it in the minutes?
Well, he's already called him.
So
Wait,
that's-
so-
Is it the only person you
What?
use?
I have to talk to him tomorrow.
Who? Bolton, me.
Yeah.
So want to put a bug
You
in
want
his
me
ear?
to
Yeah.
say call?
Well, call Eric for sure, because he's
Is it
already,
John or Corey? Corey was taking over the whole area.
I don't know. Never met.
Okay. I know them,
Engineers and auditors
John,
and workers.
so make sure he gets a hold of Eric, because he was supposed to go and do some stuff for our roads to figure out what we actually need.
I know this guy Corey is just taking over all these towns, so
So that
probably
might,
why.
exactly.
But I can call John, he's the one that had this
Yeah.
originally, and ask.
Cool.
Did the, I see on 30, I don't, and maybe you guys didn't do it, but all the covers are circled in green.
Yeah.
Is that for,
They're gonna redo that road this year.
oh, they are?
Oh,
Right?
From
Yeah.
13
May
to,
to September,
Really?
the whole road.
nice.
And
I was
box
hoping-
culvert.
Was wishing we could have their road and
So they're not chip sealing it, they're tearing it all out.
Oh, really? Going all the way down?
Within,
Will they take out the railroad tracks?
well, that's, I was gonna call the guy, I called that, his name is Brock, and I called and left a message, but I don't know if he's gone for the weekend or what, so I'll give him till tomorrow. Cause I wanna know how extensive that we needed to mark, because if I needed to do laterals for my sewer,
Mm-hmm.
I need to know that. So then I got on the website and it just said May to September repaving, Highway 30 box culverts and a few other things was on
They
there.
just do Highway 30?
Yeah,
I
like
was gonna say. but-
8 years ago or something.
Yeah.
So it must be going towards Ellendale then, huh?
No, maybe they put it in
Well,
purple
that,
gutter.
part of that was already done, the Geneva done was done, so it
That's
just said
crazy.
from
4 years.
right outside of town all the way to the other side of 13.
Wow.
So,
Hmm.
So I called Doug.
Awesome.
Doug Christmas.
Yeah.
About tearing down.
That'd be
but the railroad tracks.
Yeah, but
So
That'd be nice.
how are they gonna detour?
I'll have to go around by the hemp plant down that road.
So if they're
So
gonna,
that means
You have to
my
all the way
my
to
road will
14.
be-
Yeah, so you'll probably want a sign put up there by you.
Yeah, I do get some.
Yeah, every once in a while.
All the big holes on your way to Waterville. That
Yeah,
whole
that's
that
terrible.
getting redone
That's
this
terrible.
year.
I was in Montgomery last night.
So
Yeah, anything else?
I have a couple questions.
Yeah.
Since one of the bids for the Legion Field
Yep.
went up $10,000, have you guys gotten another bid or a rebid, a third bid? Have you done anything at all?
I have, no.
Has Tony talked to you or anything?
Yeah, he talked to me a little bit, and then they did something, they're gonna knock off $7,500, right? If
So
we-
we take it down and
if
the
we
school
take it
helps.
down.
Yeah, they probably could get kids and stuff to do it.
Mhm.
The other thing is, do the sprinkling systems work out there on those fields?
You know, I've been here for 10 years, and we've never used them, so
Okay.
I'm guessing no.
I was just wondering
I don't know
because
where they're
if we're gonna go out there and do digging and put in some new lines,
Yeah.
maybe just dig around where you turn that on and replace the valve or something,
No.
so we could turn on the sprinkling systems.
I mean, they haven't ran since I've lived in town here.
Really?
so-
But it would be nice to have it.
Oh, yeah,
The-
absolutely.
The system is there,
Right.
so I don't know if you can do that.
Broke.
If Olson
Sure, all
was
the
gonna,
lines are
excavating
froze.
was gonna do the digging, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know where the valve is. I'm sure you got maps that show where it is, but it'd be nice if they could just fix it, or they could dig it out. I don't know if that's possible, but it'd be nice to have.
When they got put in,
Sprinkler
they didn't have engineers. I think it was just, I think a couple people just went out there and threw some, the way I've taken it,
Okay.
threw some lines in and
Yeah.
called it. So,
And did, the other thing I was gonna ask, did Tony share with either you or Shell about the school's proposal to redo Ash in the parking lot? Okay. Maybe Tony hasn't shared it with you yet, but they'd like to turn Ash
Oh, yeah.
Street into a one-way street. Add some more entrances and exits along 30 and Ash, and put up some new signs and stuff, but make it one way.
Just 4th Street.
Yes, just the one block.
So it's in the works, but to put entrances in on Highway 30.
Yeah, that's gonna have to be the
That's
state.
state.
Yeah.
There we go again.
Yeah, but if they're redoing,
It'd be now.
This is
would be the
ideal.
time.
if they're doing 30, that'd be a perfect time to talk to their engineers or their committee or whomever's doing it. And
See if they'll
I've
let you.
heard other rumors with the school too, so it's kind of hard to wanna spend city money until we know what they're gonna do. That's,
the plan was just shared with me,
okay,
partially because I work at the school, partially I was on the city council. So I know he sent it to Tony and he sent it to me. It was a
okay,
very rough draft.
okay.
And it wasn't an engineering design or
Okay.
an architect's design or
It's in the
anything.
works.
Yeah, just a proposal, but if we're going to be doing 30, not us, but if 30 is gonna get done, I mean, because that street's probably the worst street in town right now.
Easy.
I
So,
don't
I
know
mean-
about that. You ever drive down Birch by
Yeah,
the funeral home?
but Ash is pretty bad too.
Top ass.
Yeah.
So in my mind, Ash in front of the school should be spent just for the weight of the buses,
Okay,
but that's nowhere or here for the cost.
Yeah.
It'd be very expensive.
well,
And to fix it, might as well fix it right.
I don't think these are, we'll talk about this a little later. I don't think these are prioritized, were they?
No,
That,
absolutely
okay.
not.
But the last time we did a paving thing, we kind of went on your opinion and
No.
agreed to it, but I was just wondering, because Ash is first, if that was your top priority. First to Birch Division. But anyway, okay, I was just curious if you were aware of that in the sprinkling system and if there's been another bid done, because I think we need to do that. There needs to be a third bid or a revised bid, or if the contractors have revised,
I think that fencing was a revised bid
was it?
from the fall to the spring. That's how we know it went up that much.
Yeah, so do we have the revised contract then? You believe he does?
I know he called, I'm pretty sure he contacted the school about, he talked to someone at the school about the fact that it went up 10,000.
Mhm.
Can't believe it go up that much from
Okay,
October
Yeah.
to.
well, we're probably not, we're not gonna be able to do it, or the contractor's not gonna be able to do it until fall. I don't think there's any time between softball, little league, and baseball to get it done. There's no break time in there. So it has to be done in August sometime, or September, when there's nothing going on down there.
Well,
But it would be nice to have all the bids in place, so the company knows that they can come and get this done. I mean, we're getting a nice gift from the school district, and we should use that for the kids in town.
Yep.
Okay,
When you bring out that big powerful broom this spring to clean the streets, is there any way we could kind of coordinate it with getting the word out to people that, hey, we're gonna do the northwest part of town today? Can you get your vehicles and stuff off the streets? Otherwise, you know, you're going around.
We do let them know
But,
like a week in advance.
can we go around and put signs
yeah,
up?
but he doesn't do the whole town in one day. Do you?
Do we have like a map that we have color coded by like what you're gonna clean streets on this day?
Yeah.
Kind of like in Wasika, they have it where for leaf pickup and brush pickup, they have color coded, they pick up 3 times in a month's time. And you have 3 different opportunities to make sure your stuff is all out there, just so that they know. They're coming by.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do them with the streets too.
Just to let folks know a little bit ahead of time so they can maybe get their vehicles off the streets, see, give you a clean shot.
Post that on Facebook. and go away as well.
A lot of people don't look at Facebook.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't get
But a lot of
don't
people
get the
do.
newspaper.
But we could put the dates in the newsletter.
Yeah.
If we do all 3,
If we know.
newspaper, Facebook, and,
But then against weather, if it's raining, then you're not gonna do it that day, or you do it that
I
day.
prefer rain.
You prefer the rain?
Yeah.
Okay. That's right, you wouldn't.
When are you gonna start sweeping streets? Do you have that figured out yet? No.
As soon as the snow's out of the gutters.
Okay.
Good, so I'll throw that out.
But yeah, that's another thing too, because you never know, I mean, we can break down and then we're.
Right.
That's why we're hoping that texting program that you get approved is gonna help with that communication. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, let's
If
forward
they don't
that.
look at the Facebook or the website or see it in the newsletter, maybe they'll get that message to their phone.
There you go.
The more methods you have, the easier it is getting everybody.
And the sweeping is actually, sweeping, a lot of people move. You know, when we're pushing snow, they don't care, but.
No, they don't.
They see a benefit when the leaves and the crap is gone.
Move to approve his report.
Did you have anything?
I just had a question about the Highway 30. If they do this, is this something then we would look at all of our water and sewer lines as
They
well?
just replaced that.
They did, okay. Do we know what the material is for like water lines? Have we gotten any notice from the state that we have to have guidelines of what the material is for our water lines?
It's the lead and copper rule.
You're right.
And I don't know if Andy is doing that for you or not. I have to do it in Kilkenny and
Yeah.
it is a big process,
Mm-hmm.
but it's due next October.
Yes.
And it is a big undertaking.
I wasn't sure if
But I
That was
guess that you guys would have to do it, Eric. And Andy wouldn't really have anything to do with it.
I'm just thinking when
We got-
roads
we
are
got-
tore up, it'd be a perfect opportunity
Well-
to look at possibly.
The lead and copper is mainly from the service line into the house.
To the main though, they're requiring 2 though.
Yeah, to the court, but you know what their service line is in their house, so nothing has to get dug up, but, yeah.
Okay.
I know the
Water lines
last
are-
time that.
And when we put in our
started
new
up there,
meters,
replaced the sewers
You guys
as well.
documented all that?
They documented
Okay.
everything.
I remember when they did it.
Okay.
We got lucky.
I know it was a
I don't know
long
what that
means.
drawn-out
We're not-
process.
Okay.
So,
All right.
Need a second.
I'll second it.
Have a motion by Lauren and a second by Jandu to accept the street department report. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Thank you, Eric.
Ambulance policy manual update.
So them yellow lines on this thing, is that what's,
I think this is
Taking-
being
is
eliminated.
that taking stuff out?
I was,
That's what I was too, but it's on the date and ambulance secretary too. So I don't know.
Yeah, this is all being taken out on the back.
Do you know what they're taking out and what they're adding?
Is the yellow highlighted text going to be
This,
taken out?
this. That's it.
Or
So
is
this wasn't updated, or is the bold updated?
Well, the bold is what she's updating. Essentially, right now, if people miss their 48 hours per month, 3 months in a row, then they get like the verbal warning. She wants to change it so it's a month at a time. So if they miss them for 1 month, she can give them the verbal warning rather than waiting 3 months to do it.
Okay.
She just feels it's gonna hold some individuals more accountable.
Then remove
So that's
this.
why,
Yeah.
yeah, she'd be removing that what's highlighted because it
Mhm.
says every 3 months. She wants to change to monthly.
And it's not gonna be a written warning, it's gonna be a verbal warning,
The first will be verbal,
Yeah.
the second will be written.
but she's taking that out.
So if they have issues, something that comes up personally that they have to
They just have
resolve.
to give her a note and only she will get it. And then she'll just put it in their file so we have it on record as to why they didn't do the 48 months.
But then if something comes up the second month in a row, they'd have then the written one, right? If something comes up the next month,
She's crossing that off.
she's crossing it off.
Written warning, it goes verbal warning to a verbal warning.
I'm taking this as she's gonna have to do
You-
more work because she's doing it monthly than every 3 months.
Yeah.
And she's just
And
gonna
she's
do
okay
verbal,
with
she just wants to talk to them each month.
Okay.
Is that what
That
you're,
could easily be done, really. I mean, wouldn't take a lot of time, but just she has to be on it.
Yeah,
When
which,
you
I
have-
mean, when she does the payroll every month, she sees if they've got their 48 hours in or
Okay.
not. So then she can
Okay.
just make a note to talk to those individuals.
So it's something that's being done concurrently, basically, anyway.
Yeah. I think she's trying to be more on top of it so it doesn't get to the point where she has to do the written.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Well,
maybe
if it was
get
3
them-
months in a row, then you gotta do something. Or if you do it every month, then you cut somebody,
She's taking
at
that
least
out.
give them
leaving
a
this.
chance to do something instead of
This.
taking 3 months. Okay, I can understand it. Why she's doing it. So she wants us to approve this?
You have
Yep.
to approve it because this goes into the policy. for the-
Yeah, that's why because it's in the policy manual.
So basically, she's just updating the policy manual and changing a few things.
A lot of other services do it that way, so I think she's trying to update it to how it is with other services as well, because we do have a lot of people that are on dual that come and help.
I'm not being difficult, but is there any reason why she's not here to tell us this stuff?
She's at work this evening.
Can we pass this off until next meeting?
I say table it till the
Yeah,
next
we-
meeting.
Table
I'd
it till
like to
next
talk
meeting.
to her
Yeah.
about it,
Yeah.
I think we table it. I move to table.
Have a
just so,
motion,
yeah. I'll motion to table it till,
motion in a second.
I'll second that.
Motion by Lauren, a second by Janda to table the policy manual update. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. We'll move on to council furniture.
Definitely need it.
Yeah, we do.
Well, I like what we got.
I don't.
I don't either.
Where'd you get that?
Yeah, but he's got to put me in the corner over
We can move around.
here. I'm just being smart.
You can sit down, Tony.
Isn't it? I thought it was supposed
That's
to look
your
like, oh yeah, here it is. Supposed to
It's
look
got
like a
drawing.
triangle.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
that's the way Janesville's got it set up. If you go on Janesville's YouTube channel, that's how they do it.
Now, it's north to the top, like all these maps, but it isn't, is it?
I have no idea. Here's the door.
This is north.
Yeah. This is
Yeah.
the long.
So
one.
it would be
Maybe
just like
still
it
in the
is.
same
I'm
spot.
just being difficult.
Basically like it is, but we're going that way and that leaves there and the podium goes over there.
Yeah,
And Tony would be over here instead
Yep.
in the corner.
yeah.
The podium have a microphone and stuff like that for people to talk?
I would assume so.
Sure.
That's the way it's drawn on there.
It looks like it.
That was a picture of it.
So, let's see here.
So we're at $700?
Uh,
We budgeted money for this.
We have money in the budget, so we have,
It's almost $700.
We have 700, so it's 76
$76.
bucks.
$76 we would have to come out of the, and he thinks he can sell this table and them over there to another city or entity, so it would be a wash.
Yeah,
Move to approve.
second.
Have a motion by Jody and a second by Lauren to approve the $776 for new council furniture / layout. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Pass.
Right.
I think this is it.
We passed the sewer camera, right?
Yeah, that was at the end of the packet.
That was in the next.
Yeah.
That's it.
Are you
So,
giving the administrator's report? You didn't get a copy of it?
Give it to her. Then she maybe,
You want me to read it to you?
No, I can read. I just bet there's things on here that you can explain. He didn't
that's what
say
I was
anything
just
too
gonna
much on
ask,
here.
if she can explain something that needs to be explaining more than what's there.
I mean, he usually goes over this and just kind of,
Oh,
but maybe he didn't share any of that with you, so.
no, he asked me if there was anything I wanted to add to it, but I don't
Okay.
have anything until the next meeting.
so it looks like he's working with them guys to do the ordinance stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good.
All right.
Oh, yeah, he was talking to him about pricing and stuff.
Okay.
Oh.
How do you like the way the office is set up now?
I went to get Jake.
You know, it's nice. He gave me like 3 extra feet, so,
See, this is what Seacoast code.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah,
nice.
70.
no, it's working very well.
All right.
Good. We need to accept this report.
Mm-hmm.
So move.
I'll second.
Have a motion. Have a motion by Lauren, a second by Jody to accept this city administrator's report. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay.
Anybody got anything?
Any miscellaneous?
No.
Nope. Oh, did we, I was gonna ask one thing.
Go
What
ahead.
about the police car?
That's bought.
Okay, we bought
They
that.
did,
Yep.
they accepted it.
She, it got worked on Friday and this morning, and she went and picked it up this afternoon, so
Okay.
it's in the garage.
Perfect.
Good.
So do you have it?
Our new lawnmower?
It could be 6 months.
Really?
What?
I thought they were holding one for us.
They are, but they gotta get it first.
Oh,
Oh, one of those.
I thought they had it there.
We have one, but we don't have it.
Oh,
Got it.
They're on.
we got it, but we don't have it.
Once it comes in, it's ours.
I saw a nice Kubota one over at the Home and Garden Show,
Let's
and
go steal.
they'd have just driven her right out of the building. 72 inch, right?
No.
Sitting right there. So they got one.
That's priority pre-sold.
Yeah, probably so.
Anything else?
Nope, move to adjourn.
Have a motion by Lauren and a
Second.
second by Jane to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, nay. Adjourn, 7:38.
No discussion.
All right.
Hey, sir, what is on adjourned?